By the time you finish this video, your communication and speaking skills will improve by 90% from where they are now. And I'm telling you this because I'm speaking from experience. If you told me when I was 10 years old I would be able to turn the camera on and speak to an audience, doesn't matter which size the audience is, I wouldn't have believed you. But if you told me at the age of 15, when I was 15 years old, I would have believed you because at that time, I already knew I wanted to become a performer. As I've said many times, I've been into magic and I've wanted to become a magician, and you can't be a magician if you can't truly speak in front of an audience, can you? Of course not. So I knew from an early age that I need to become a good speaker, although I didn't know how to be that way, how to reach that goal, how to improve my speaking skills quickly at the time, but I learned by myself along the way. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the 4 important things you need to do if you want to improve your speaking skills. Now, before we get into these 4 things, you have to understand first the importance of speaking in the 21st century. Speaking is the ultimate skill you can have right now. With the internet, with how the modern world works, speaking is the ultimate skill you need to have. Speaking is the equivalent of physical strength thousands of years ago, because thousands of years ago, if you want to survive, you should fight threats, physical threats, be it human or animal. You should be able to protect yourself physically. Now, you don't really need to fight, although I'm biased because I live in China, and in China they say, if you get into a fight, if you win, if you lose, you're going to go to the hospital. If you win, you're going to go to jail. So people don't fight in China. And I would even say most of the world, well, maybe if you live in some shithole country, I don't know, but fighting is not going to make you succeed. The ability to fight and the skill of fighting is not going to make you succeed in life. Although the skills that makes you a good fighter might help you in other areas of your life, but fighting itself is not important unless you want to become a professional fighter, in which case, and even if you want to become a professional fighter, you would only fight in certain circumstances, in certain situations. You don't fight your way to the top physically, that is. All right, so fighting was important back in the day. Speaking is important now, because now we fight through life with our tongue, with our verbal abilities. People who can speak, people who can express themselves, people who can explain complex ideas, people who can convey complex ideas in simpler fashion, in simpler ways, tend to do better in life. Good speakers tend to become leaders. Leaders tend to do well in life. So speaking is a crucial skill that you need to acquire if you want to succeed, if you want to have any resemblance of success in your life. So how can you become a good speaker? Well, the first thing I would suggest is you have to start writing. Now, writing is basically thinking on paper. And when you think on paper, when you try to express an idea or explain something or tell a story on paper, you have the time to phrase it in the best way possible. So you might write a sentence, you might tweak it, you might change it, you might remove this word, you might say it in another way. So you have time. So writing gives you the practice of how to organize your thoughts and your words in the best possible way. Writing gives you the ability to practice how to organize your thoughts in the best possible way. That's the first thing. That's not to mention if you write consistently, your reflexes, your speaking reflexes, because you work with words when you are a writer, when you write, you use words. And if you use words every single day, words will become second nature to you. You will be able to come up with good sentences on the spot. You don't have to think that much. Okay? So writing, I would suggest, is the first step you need to do if you want to become a good speaker. Now I know there are some writers who are incredible writers, but they suck as speakers. Yes, they exist. But I would say they are a minority. Most writers are good speakers, from at least from what I've noticed. Most writers are good speakers, especially writers who have an incentive to go and speak in front of an audience to sell a book, perhaps, or to promote themselves. So writers tend to be good speakers. All right. So number one, start writing every day. Doesn't matter how much you write. You can write a paragraph. You can just tell how your day went. You can just tell a simple story. All right. You can even write your own stories, like the stories, the things that happen to you in your life. You can write them down. And when you write them down, when you want to tell them, to retell them in a conversational context, it's going to be way easier for you to do that. Writing helps you to become a good speaker. The second thing that you need to do is read. Now, if you want to become a good writer, you have to read, all right? When you read, you learn new words, you expand your vocabulary, you learn new ways, new patterns of how to say things. You start to develop your own voice, your own style from reading many people's styles and voices. So reading helps with writing, which also helps with speaking, okay? They all feed off each other, if I might say. If you become a good writer, you become a good speaker. If you become a good speaker, you become a good writer. And if you want to increase the quality of both of these skills, reading helps a lot. Okay, so write, read, and the third most important thing that you need to do, and I wish I'd known this earlier, because I've only started doing this for like 3 years now, maybe, is speak on camera, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. Now, I have to say, I did speak in front of audiences since high school. I was a performer, I did magic, I did presentations. I'm an English graduate. I studied English studies and literature, and I did many presentations on several topics. And I've been into public debates. I've had many debates, both in written format and on stage. So I wouldn't say I never spoke in front of an audience, but here is the difference between speaking in front of an audience and speaking on camera. When you take a camera and put it and you turn it on and you start to speak with no preparation, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, it's an exercise. It's an exercise in your ability to speak and to come up with good sentences on the spot, spontaneously. Okay? Because when you go out to the world, you can't really prepare for every situation that's going to arise, can you? Of course not. You can't prepare for every situation. So when you develop the skill of being able to speak on the spot with no preparation about, I don't know, any topic, anything that you usually speak about, that's a good skill. That's going to help you when it comes to your career. That's going to help you when it comes to your social life. That's going to help you when it comes to dating. Basically speaking is the ultimate flex. The person who can speak, the person who can tell good stories, the person who can engage people verbally tend to have more chances of getting by. And the trick of putting a camera on and speaking is absolutely revolutionary, I would say. It's a game changer. I can't tell you how my speaking abilities have improved since I started taking videos. Now, you might go and watch my old videos, although the first videos I started making, I posted them on Instagram, not on YouTube. But if you watch the early videos I made, they are entirely different from what I'm doing right now. The way with which I spoke is completely different from how I'm speaking right now. So speaking on camera gives you confidence. Speaking on camera develops your verbal skills and your ability to come up with good sentences on the spot. Speaking on camera is a good exercise. It's like you are speaking in front of an audience. It's like you are speaking in front of a television camera. It's like you are giving an interview. It's a good exercise in the ability to express yourself on the spot. So to recap, to become a good speaker, write, read, speak on camera, and the last thing, I just remembered, the last thing that you need to do, that helps me also a lot, is to watch good speakers. Now, I don't know who you are watching. If you are watching dumb streamers who talk about bullshit all day, that's not going to help you. You have to go and watch people who can engage an audience, people who can speak and they captivate the attention of the people they are speaking to. You have to watch captivating speakers. Now, I would tell you, quite honestly, one of the person who impacted me the most when it comes to speaker is the late journalist Christopher Hitchens. I watched all his videos. I watched all his debates. He's an incredible speaker. He's an incredible debater. He knows how to engage an audience, how to become enchanting, how to make something interesting to the point where, for me at least, when I watch him, it doesn't matter what he's talking about. I enjoy it. I just enjoy watching that guy speak. He's on a whole new level of speaking. He's such a great orator and such a great speaker. You don't get bored listening to him speak. And he's not an animated guy. He doesn't use body language. He doesn't use any of those things. And yet he's still captivating. He's still engaging. That's a great skill. That's a great skill. And it really gives you an edge. It really gives you a competitive edge over everybody else. If you're a good speaker, you're going to have better chances at work, better chances when it comes to dating, better chances socially in general. And of course, better chances online. The internet now is all about capturing people's attention. I mean, you can do it the stupid way by becoming some kind of clown and doing stupid pranks or whatever, or you can become a good speaker who engages people intellectually and who can actually capture their attention with the way he speaks, with the way you speak. So that's about it. I'm going to keep this video short. It's already 10 minutes. If you guys have any ideas, any thoughts about what I've just said, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have tried something and it works for you and it's made you a better speaker. Let me know if you have some issues or if you have something that stops you from improving your communication and speaking skills. I would gladly try and help. I would gladly answer your questions in the comments below. If you know someone who sucks at speaking or who wants to improve, you can send this video to him or her. And I hope you guys have a good day. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.